This one says, kin selection theory predicts that grandparents will differentially invest in their grandchildren as a function of parental certainty. This study explored the hypothesis of the discriminative grandparental solicitude in a sample of college students. Oh my god, stop asking college students! College students aren't the only people in the fucking world. Oh my god. I think college students, I just want to say, I think college students are going to have a different opinion on their grandparents than, like, people who are in their 30s or 40s or even older than that, that may even still have their grandparents on their last leg or something like that. Like, holy crap, how are you this, how do you not see the problem here? So, what is their procedure? Alright, 140 students, 89 women and 51 men from a Midwestern liberal arts college. At least they had more than 100 people in this study, okay? Only students who were reported having 4 living biological grandparents were asked to complete the questionnaires. Don't you think that would actually add a lot of bias towards the results? I know that these people think that they're, you know, trying to clear out a variable, which I think, by the way, in this kind of study would be extremely difficult to be able to do, because you're measuring people in real life who have unique circumstances that you're trying to generalize into a study. But you have... Don't you think don't you think that what you're reflecting here is specifically the group of people who have 4 living grandparents? That's, you know, having a different amount of grandparents is going to influence people's behavior differently. And as a result, the conclusions from this may not replicate themselves if grandparent dies. So, what is this actually saying? This one's my favorite because it starts with the sentence, since cuckoldry risk is asymmetrical, we have hypothesized that parental investment would be more affected by parental than maternal resemblance. Boy. Okay, where do I start with that one? Methods. 40 undergraduate. God damn it, more students! And there's only 40 of them. They basically took a bunch of pictures and they morphed them with some special application. Ooh, damn, that's a tiny-ass picture. A binomial test reveals that males chose the face that they have been morphed into with more often than chances in response to questions. Which one of these children would you be most likely to adopt? Ooh, okay. Which of these children do you find the most attractive? Which one of these children would you be the most comfortable spending time with? Was this, question, was this test designed by psychopaths who just, like, pick favorites with their children? This is really weird. I would genuinely feel uncomfortable being asked these questions. I'd be like, what the fuck? What are you asking me? Which one of these children would you spend $50 US on if you could only spend on one child? Oh my god! What the fuck? Guys, this is what they're actually writing about. Like, if you actually read this shit, like, what the fuck? If you were forced to pay child support to these children, which one would you least resent having to pay child support for? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god! Holy shit! Oh my god! Okay. Perceptions of parental resemblance predict family violence. Ooh, that's a little worrying. 55 men participating in a domestic violence treatment program agreed to complete a questionnaire and rate the degree of which their children looked like them. Ratings of parental resemblance were positively correlated with the self-reported quality of the men's relationships with their children, inversely proportional to the severity of the injuries suffered by their spouses.
What the fuck is this shit? Oh, I swear to fucking God.
Suggests that these results reflect men's use of parental resemblance to assess paternity. Like, imagine just saying, like, oh yeah, we were just checking how, you know, we were measuring how much they beat the shit out of their wives. Like, that's basically what they're saying with that abstract. That's really worrying, I'm just saying. Because of the impacts of cuckoldry, we cannot escape cuckoldry, holy shit. We're instructed to report how often they were committed to a given psychological and physically violent act against their partner, such as calling their names, trying to keep them from... Oh my god, this is genuinely making me feel kind of uncomfortable. A group of independent raters judge the severity of each act on a 1-5. Imagine being one of those 10 raters. I'm just saying, that's a little funny. Inter-rater reliability ranged from... what is inter-rater reliability? What? How do you measure that? You're talking about people who are like, on a scale of 1 to 5, beating the shit out of your wife is probably a 4, but maybe not a 5. And then the person's like, then the researchers are like, no, that's gonna bring your R score down about, like, 0.25. Like, what the fuck am I reading? Holy shit. Other questions dealt with the history of abuse, drug and alcohol use, psychological history, and military experience. Open-ended questions regarding the... It's just another goddamn fucking survey. I don't want to read this anymore. That was just genuinely disgusting, and I don't want to fucking read anything like that again. Grandparental investment is a function of relational uncertainty and emotional closeness of parents. Oh my god, all of these articles sound the fucking same. It's like they're all saying, like... It's like they're all trying to figure out how they want to beat the Oedipus complex. I mean, you can really kind of hear how I'm, like, getting really tired of this shit. I'm trying to be professional here, but I'm getting really tired of it. Okay, they got 207 people. It's not so bad. Retirement communities with age... At least this one has an age range that isn't, like, 5 years. This is just another goddamn survey. Which, by the way, again, if you're not aware, surveys are really kind of an issue because the way that you construct the language in them can really change how, you know, the statistics happen. So if you're not aware of that, like, that's a big problem with why these are all surveys. Like, when they're all surveys, you don't know how reliable it is because the language can really change the answer. Like, you know, if we separated this into upper, middle, you know, if we separated this into 10 categories, if we separated it into 3, you know, this could really change the results of how people answer. Perceived mate fidelity and parental resemblance predict men's investment in children. Oh my god, this is all like, men just don't know who the dad is. Oh my god, so much tension. So basically what they're saying is that they got 170 people at London's Heathrow Airport and a major train subway station in London. So they literally just picked up a bunch of people at the airport and the train station. The researcher attempted to approach all men who were alone and appeared old enough to be a father. Okay, so what we already have a sentence basically telling us that the selection of, you know, people is very heavily influenced by the researcher. Okay. Can you imagine being approached by this guy, though? That'd be weird. Men who were first noticed by the researcher were approached first. Men who appeared overly busy on the cell phone were not approached. So a whole demographic of people are just being ignored because they're really busy. A lot of these articles are literally just really badly constructed surveys that often are of a very specific demographic that are asking them questions that can, you know, basically are vulnerable to, you know, just interpretation. This is kind of the fundamental problem with surveys. This is why the Kinsey survey is kind of a joke, because, you know, asking questions to try to understand something is vulnerable to the way you ask those questions.